which is the best beach in Southeast Asia. Welcome to Boracay Island. Today, we're going to answer a question that might surprise you. Because based on everything that we've seen, Boracay might not be the best beach in Southeast Asia. We're putting it up against best beaches in Southeast Asia. Bali, El Nido, Henann, Phuket, and of course, Panglao in Bohol. I know that sounds crazy, but by the end of the video, you will know what beaches in the world did it. Welcome to Boracay Island, Philippines 2026. If you're a Westerner and you're thinking about traveling halfway around the world to visit a beach like this, you might have asking yourself one simple question. Is this really the best beach or there is something better? Because here's the truth. Some of these places just look good on YouTube channels. We're going to break down side by side both pros and cons because the right beach can change your life. Hello everyone, welcome to Boracay, Philippines.
We're here. Chrissy's getting a tan. She's been outside 8 minutes and she's red.
I know it's unbearable.
She's gonna be brown by the end of the week, just the way I like it. Okay, here we are at the Henann Palm Beach. It's a 5-star hotel. It's one of 7 Henann Hotel properties, and we have a patio right out on the pool. Check it out. This is the smaller pool. The beach is behind us, right around the corner here. There's a whole nother pool, about a third bigger than this one. And then there's a restaurant right on the beach, 5 minutes from D Mall. Quite a nice room. We got the ground floor with the patio, and it comes with a Filipino wife. And more. What else?
Comes with a Filipino wife.
You get a room, it comes with a Filipino wife.
Come book it.
And come book it. What a hotel. It's got a tub. Let's check out the bathroom real quick. We'll show you the rest of the property later. But yeah, it's quite nice. A nice little room. And this is what costs about $200 a night in Boracay. We got it from James D, who booked it and couldn't use it and thought of us and said, hey guys, I'm stuck with a hotel. They won't give me a discount, but I can assign it one time. And we said, sure. And he gave us a great deal. He made out okay, and we made out okay. And here we are for the first of 7 nights. What do you think, Chrissy?
It's very nice. Hello, everybody. Wait, let's make a clear decision here.
Yes.
Which is better, Boracay or Phuket?
Well, if you're staying here at the Henann Palm Garden with the buffet breakfast included, and you know, I think this is way better. We were in Phuket. They were having an algae blossom, so the water was a little murky. It's less crowded here, and it's really, the beach is just not as wide as we'd like. But other than that, the hotel's 5-star, and the experience compared to staying in a condo in Patong is way better. Now, they had better restaurants right outside the door, but there's a good selection. The D Mall is a 5-minute walk down here, and we had great Mexican food for lunch yesterday. And there are a few good restaurants here in Boracay, and the food and the breakfast and we had the buffet last night in the Henann here. Now the Henann is actually owned by a Filipino family, and there's 7 of them. We saw 3 or 4 right on the boardwalk here. But people assume it's a Korean hotel because it's full of South Koreans. But yeah, it is, I'd say, pretty spectacular here. It's growing on me. We're having a debate. What do you think, Chrissy? What do you like better, Phuket or?
I like it here.
You like it here?
Look at this crystal clear water.
It is crystal clear.
Plus this white sand beach is so powdery.
It's not as powdery as Phuket, I don't think. But, you know, Phuket had all the chairs, like, you know, the chairs are always lined up with umbrellas.
That's why it's crowded in there.
Oh, okay.
Here, what I like here is that when you go to the water, you're gonna feel so safe because you can see what's underneath.
Yeah.
In Phuket, you were like, oh, I don't know where am I stepping into.
Well, just like in Phuket, we found chairs. Our hotel was late to set up the chairs, but here we are, Chrissy.
Yes, I like it here, but look, it's so wonderful. The
The
view is just
temperature,
spectacular.
the temperature right now is just really good.
Yeah, it's so breezy. It's not that hot. I mean, the sand is not hot. When we were in Phuket, it's like it's hot up and hot
Yeah,
down
yeah.
because the sand is so.
Well, it's
It's
around
like toasted.
11:30 right now, and looking pretty good.
Yeah.
It's really, really. The temperature is a little better than it was in Phuket last week. Boracay, babe. Chrissy meets the water of Boracay. This is the cleanest beach I think I've ever been to. You can count your toes in the water at 5 feet. You know, Chrissy said maybe you have to come back to a beach twice. This is my second time in Boracay, and it's so much nicer than I remember. What the heck? Maybe you have to go twice before you really know a beach.
Boracay versus Phuket. Philippines versus Thailand. As a Filipina, I can't really say much about the Philippines because I would sound biased, but stay tuned.
Where is your vacation dollar gonna go farther? Which has the cleanest beaches? How do you get there? How do you avoid the immigration lines? What do you think? We have a Filipina here trying to get in my pocket. Ma'am, other than putting things in my pocket, what brings you here to Boracay?
Getting out money from your pocket.
Wait a minute, the money's not there. Seriously, you were in Phuket last month. What are
Yes,
the top?
I really enjoyed Phuket, but look at this. Look at this. We
This
have
is-
a
you
video
can-
here
we
in
can look
Phuket.
at your feet. I can count your toes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look at the sand.
I think it's unfair because we did have a algae blossom going on in Phuket. Now look, the food in Phuket was spectacular.
Well, I don't think any, parts of the Philippines could beat the food in Thailand in general.
Yeah,
But
maybe
when it comes
Malaysia
to,
could beat Thailand.
I remember you said Phuket is the best beach in the world. And we're like, Boracay for me.
Well, now this is our second time at Boracay. It is so much nicer than the last time we were here.
Of course. Love is sweeter on the second time
Yeah.
around.
My wife in the Philippines. My life in the
Baywatch.
Philippines. Chrissy watched 10 minutes of Baywatch the other night. What is this Baywatch?
World-class dragon boat racing here in the island of Boracay.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Heidi Carino.
And I'm Abs Dying Jr. See you at the races!
The video. So I got baked shrimp with, of course, rice on the side. It's a Filipino favorite.
Well, I think these are the dragon boats that they're having the festival racing. Chrissy, let's go ahead and rank all the beaches in Southeast Asia and the Philippines that we've been to. Now, I've been to Bali, I've been to Da Nang, and we've been to Phuket, I've been to Pattaya, and where else have I been? I've been South Korea, Japan. But anyway, we're going to Langkawi in Malaysia in the fall. But for now, I'm going to put Boracay at the top of my list. Crystal clear water, spectacular. It doesn't have a lot of depth. If you look up the coast, it's only about 30 meters, 35 meters of depth. And at some places in front of D-Mall, it's maybe 15 meters. Other than that, the weather here is spectacular. It is the last week of April. Chrissy, we've been to Panglao on Bohol. We have been to El Nido. We went to Puerto Princesa. You and I have been just back from Phuket.
Yeah.
We go to our local beach in Itao, about an hour from CDO.
I'm surprised you really include that.
Yeah, it's a beach. And what other beaches have we been to in the Philippines? What? Siquijor. Yeah, now Siquijor is also kind of tied for first if you're interested in snorkeling, privacy, less of a boardwalk more of a
It also has
isolated
a unique
resort.
vibe.
Very unique vibe. We went to Cocoa Grove and had a spectacular time there. A lot of foreign tourists there and very isolated. The food was decent, but you don't get this boardwalk experience with a giant assortment of restaurants and walking for a mile or two in each direction, yogurt shops.
Yeah.
You don't get that. Here, this five-star Henann Hotel experience is by far, I think, the best. Now, after Boracay, I think Phuket would be number two.
I would put Sikihor number two.
You like? Why do you like Sikihor?
It has a nice vibe. It's secluded. It's very relaxing. Not too touristy, maybe on the spots we've been to, and the snorkeling is just
The best snorkeling
amazing.
ever. The best snorkeling ever. Right off the villa. About the same price as a five-star resort here in Boracay. Now, getting here to Boracay was very easy. Getting to Sikihor involves getting to Dumaguete and taking a high-speed
Yeah.
fast cat, or you can get there also from Cebu, I believe. A little bit more involved. Now, in terms of sightseeing, okay, in Phuket we had the elephants and there were some temples to see. Here in Boracay, there's not that much to do. There's paddle boarding rentals, there's boat rides, island hopping,
Yeah, parasailing.
parasailing. It's not as like in Phuket, it was like every 5 seconds. Um, yeah, it's out there.
You have to
Yeah,
go to the boat.
it's pretty far out there.
Yeah,
It almost
because
looks
you
like
have
a
to
cloud.
go into the boat and then they're gonna bring you there.
So in terms of activities, I would put Da Nang maybe as first for people if they really want off-campus activities. Hoi An is just 45 minutes north. There's that really great bridge with a big giant hand and like a amusement park. The food in Da Nang is very, very good. A lot of seafood restaurants. Um, there's a lot to do in Da Nang. Now the beach in Da Nang is, I would give it like a 7. Forbes said it was one of the top 5 beaches in the world about 10 years ago, Forbes magazine. Well, but it's a giant beach. It's really deep, like 60 yards of sand up to the ocean. But when I was there, the people came out at 5 a.m. and stayed till 7:30, and then they came back at 6 p.m. It was just too darn hot and humid to be out on the beach during the day. And there weren't the assortment of holiday uh, shops and restaurants that we see here. So Boracay maybe suffers from not a lot of cultural things to do, museums, really spectacular islands like El Nido.
It's more like beach, like
It's
white
just
sand
pure beach, white sand. There's some things, there's great restaurants, there's things to do. The beach is right out the front door and the water is so crystal clear. I still rank Boracay number 1. So I'm going to put Boracay number 1. I'm going to put Phuket number 2. Bali, the weather is a little better in Bali, and there are spectacular cultural things to see.
I think you should bring me to Bali.
Yeah, I should bring you to Bali next. And yeah, Bali just, there's so many cultural things to see, and the monkeys and the bats, and it's crazy, and the temples, and the beach is, and it's a little cooler. So Bali, but it's crowded, really, really crowded. And the motorcycle crowd is very intense. The other beach in the Philippines, El Nido, is always kind of Boracay versus El Nido. Boracay. Our first time in Boracay, we flew in from El Nido. We did a video, which is better, Boracay or El Nido? And I said El Nido. After this trip to Boracay, I think I would say Boracay. Now, El Nido has spectacular day excursions, limestone cliffs,
For adventures.
adventure offshore. The town is full of Western backpackers, quite hard to get to, though. We went to the beach in Puerto Princesa. It was nothing special there. The other beaches in the Philippines, where have we been? Panglao. Now, Panglao, the beach there is just okay. It's got a small version of what goes on here along the boardwalk. It's not a boardwalk, but the sandy path in front of the hotels and shops. And I think in Panglao, if you stayed at a Henann on a gorgeous piece of land, you would get a spectacular resort experience. But if you rented a cheap hotel like we did, or you got an Airbnb and you had to walk to the public beach in Panglao, you'd be a little disappointed. Yeah, there's a Jollibee's, a McDonald's, massage shops, and cotton candy, and tourism, tourist traps, lots of scuba schools run by Koreans. I just don't think Panglao can compete. For the trouble it takes to get there and for the expense, I would come always to Boracay. I would go to El Nido for the adventure and the day trip. Now, we've never been to Surigao. Know a lot of people who've been there. They've told us about it.
If you want to go there, you have to surf because that's what's special there.
And it's
Surfing.
surfing. It's the number one surfing beach in the Philippines. Now, just a side note, because of the trade winds and the wind patterns, the time to go to Surigao is late May, June, July, early August. Well, Chrissy, this is in front, or it's actually the back of the D-Mall. Chrissy, we're going the other way. Last time we stayed here 3 years ago, we stayed about a 7-minute walk straight ahead on the back bay. Hot and humid, but only about 8 minutes. And if you really are on a budget, you can just walk that 8 minutes and come right here, walk through the D-Mall and get to the beach that our hotel's on. It's an option. The cream cheese burger at Back Beach Burger on the street in front of D-Mall. Not bad. There's a big dragon boat racing competition here. All the teams are in town. Check it out. The dragon boat racing competition is in full swing. There are a lot of teams here on the beach. Well, Saturday night in D-Mall, it's quite a bit busier than it has been earlier in the week. It's prime time. This is the busiest hour, 7:30ish. And this is like an outdoor mall called D-Mall at Station 2 in Boracay. There are lots of dining, ice cream, souvenir stores, clothing stores. Got a lot going on. So we're gonna go walk down by the beach. One way to get away from all the salespeople, the touts, is to come here down by the beach. It is, you know, I was in Cartagena, Colombia on a cruise, and I always thought that was the absolute worst. When that cruise ship emptied with 3,000 people, it was like a frenzy of touts. You couldn't make eye contact with them, and they would interrupt you about every 10 seconds. And it was the worst I've ever experienced. But here, this is the one thing about Boracay that's not ideal. They weave their way along the beach. Now, they do that in Phuket also, but it's about 50% less than what's going on here. And when you walk up there on the beach path, they're about every 5 feet, and they're really going after you. They got little children selling and things like that too. So we walk down here by the beach just to get away from it. And in evaluating, you know, Bali, you don't have touts as aggressive as this. Da Nang, you don't have that. Panglao, you don't really have it. It's really something about Boracay. There is and in the hotel we're staying in, Chrissy, you know, we have a pool right out our patio, and there's no touts in the hotel. It's like great.
One step away.
One step away, you're in the water. There's nobody trying to sell you anything. It is just maybe because we're in a 5-star hotel, the people selling realize it's a good place to sell because people have a little bit of cash. But it would be one of the negatives about Boracay. You have to be ready for that. Best thing to do is just don't make eye contact. It's, you know, normally you'd smile and tell them no thank you. You would use up all your energy here doing that 100, 200 times a day. So you just ignore them.
Just pretend you didn't hear them.
Pretend you didn't hear them, pretend you speak German. Chrissy, it's the dragon boat races. Check it out. They are going after it. It's another dinner at the seashore in Boracay. Very crowded tonight. Actually, today's a Monday. During the day, it was very mild tourism. We thought it was an off day. The locals are out tonight. I don't know what's going on. Maybe, Chrissy, it's not a holiday, is it?
No, it's not.
Holy cow. I think we've ordered too much food. The henna tattoo, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Bo Derek look. I would rank the beach destinations, if you're in the Philippines or if you want to come to Boracay, number one. I'm putting it in number one. We've been here 2 days now. And I would put, I might put a tie between Bali and Phuket. and Da Nang in fourth, El Nido for adventure fifth. I'm going to put Panglao a little bit further down the list. Sikihor, Chrissy, we went on a honeymoon there. It was spectacular. It's not the traditional busy beach vacation. One of the things we liked about Phuket was the quality of restaurants right outside our door, the ease of coming out to the beach and getting a chair. It is so easy here at the Henann Resort. It's called the Palm what? Palm Beach, Henann Palm Beach. Unbelievable. The pool right outside the patio door. Spectacular water right here. The weather is much better than we expected. So I'm going to put Boracay as number one. Consider Bali, Da Nang, Phuket, El Nido, and Sikihor as the second tier locations. If you like the busy tourist shops and really good food, Phuket is going to have a little bit more cultural adventure. You'll have the marijuana culture, you'll have the food culture, and you'll have a very vibrant beach town. Here in Boracay, you're going to get that without the craziness. And Bali, you're going to get lots of cultural excitement. The weather will be slightly better, a little cooler, a little less humid, and lots of cultural adventure. El Nido is the most Polynesian of all the Philippine islands. Very much worth going to. Coron for scuba and snorkeling, 13 sunken Japanese ships. People love it for scuba. And there are some other beaches we're going to have to report on later. Well, Chrissy, it's our last day here in Boracay. And Boracay didn't lose for us. We decided for us, we're not interested in too much of the alcohol and the party culture. And while it's not perfect, it seems to be number one for us. We actually tried to book the Henann Palm Garden for next summer, and the rooms were all sold out. So maybe there's a particular week that we can try later, but we just wanted to have the same experience over again. What do you say?
It's the best. I have nothing
Better than Phuket?
better than Phuket.
You know, it doesn't have the cultural niceties, the temples, the Hindu things in Bali.
Yeah, but the thing about getting into the beach is once you're already in the beach, you don't really want to go somewhere else anymore.
We just like to stay put.
Yeah.
When we were
Maybe
at,
it depends on what kind of traveler you
yeah,
are.
if it's the first time in Thailand, you're going to want to go see the elephants. You're going to want to see the temples. You're going to want to enjoy the culture. For us, we're just looking for a beach to relax. There's just a few many touts here. The food's not as good as you'd like, but the beach was spectacular. The cleanest water, you could see your feet at all times. The boats stay out of the beach area. They don't pollute the beach area like in El Nido. Really nice. We loved El Nido too, but
we never really get to the bottom of all the activities here in Boracay. We just stay
there's
put.
plenty of activities.
Yeah, we just stay put
but
on the beach.
for us, it was just beach time, and
Yeah, I
swim.
enjoy the beach more than anything else.
And we swam. Our room, you open the door and the pool's right there, so you can just swim out of the room, and you pay a little extra for that. I think it was 77,000 pesos if you could find a reservation next April and May. And we're just going to look into it. We checked some of the other hotels here, and we're here at Chacha's for our last meal. So we found a place we really like. It's not moderately priced, good food.
Convenient.
And they had Indian food, and they had Thai food, and they had best burger, and we found it's Italian restaurant. The food was way better than we can get in CDO, but it wasn't nowhere near as good as Malaysia, nowhere near as good as Thailand.
It's decent, it's delicious, like the food you can find in BGC, but the price is lower than BGC.
It's maybe not too much lower.
I find it lower.
It was reasonable. A good meal really, you splurged per person about 1,000 pesos.
If you like this video, it will help our channel if you're gonna like, subscribe, and share it to your friends. And don't forget, if you're in a relationship and you wanna bet you're Filipina, take this relationship assessment and email us your assessment result at flymetothephilippines@gmail.com. And of course, don't forget to give us a call if you need a little sister and big brother in the Philippines. Only here from Fly Me to the Philippines.
And here comes the boat to take us off the island. They bring you to the port, and they little 5-minute boat rides. 5-minute boat ride, and that's probably the boat that's going to take us.